There we go.
Welcome, Beau Scott. Thank you very much for joining the League of Women Voters. You're a candidate for West Lafayette Community School Corporation School Board. Would you like to introduce yourself to your voters?
Yeah, first of all, Amy, thank you for having me today. I'm taking the time out of your guys' work to do this as well. Um, yeah, just an introduction to who I am as an individual. I'm most importantly an educator, very passionate educator. No longer in the classroom, but I'm working to make some good impact across the state with the work that I do with all of the schools that I've partnered with over the last 5 years and helping to develop their STEM programs. Um, I bring to this position some really strong educational experience, both internationally, having taught over in London for 4 years, and then back here in the United States as well. So about 11 or 12 years of full classroom experience. Prior to making the jump to working at the Department of Education, where I was the elementary math and science specialist for the state of Indiana. And now in this current role with the education consulting work that I do, um, I work with superintendents, principals, and teachers all across the state, and I'll actually be presenting at the Indiana School Board and Superintendent's Conference here in a couple of weeks as well. So I'm very excited about that. One of the things that I wanted to share though is my why for running for school board here in West Lafayette. This has actually been something that's evolved nicely since the start of the campaign. Initially, one of my main reason was my children have had such a wonderful experience in the West Lafayette community schools. And I viewed it as an opportunity for me to give back to the school system, but since and into the community as well. But since talking with so many of the community members, one of the things that I've heard, and I really that's really resonated with me, is that there's groups of students that haven't always had the exceptional experiences that my children have had. And one of the things I'd like to work towards in this role is to making our West Lafayette community schools a place that all students and all parents feel welcome, feel loved, and are excited to be a part of as well.
Thank you so much. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
Um, so what is the role of the school board in managing the corporation? How does it relate? How does the school board relate to administrators, to teachers, to parents?
I almost view the role of the school board in that sense as almost like a liaison between the community members and the superintendent itself, and then the superintendent would be the individual who would kind of work to instill any type of meaningful change at the school level or the administrative level to address the concerns or the needs of parents or community members in general there.
Okay. I have a fill in the blank question for you.
Okay.
The public schools are blank.
Ready for some exciting change.
Okay. Do you want to
Nice.
elaborate on that?
That's what I was going to ask, if I could expound on it, or we had to leave it a blank there. Um, I've gotten to go into I can't even count the number of schools across Indiana that I've been in the last 5 years, and I've seen some amazing teaching, some exciting learning opportunities that the students are participating in, but I feel like we'll go back to actually the pre-conversation that we had just with the about how the format of these interviews has changed since COVID.
Mhm.
I feel that the technology that we have now is opening some doors for us to do things that we didn't even know were possible 5 to 10 years ago, and and that to me is a very exciting thing. I was always the type of teacher that I held on to what I called moonshot ideas, and some of these ideas were just like very far out there, but if you took a chance on them, and you hit the mark once, it was worth it. So, for example, we were doing a Rube Goldberg project in my class one time, and because of social media, I was able to look up to see who the recent world champion Rube Goldberg team was, and it just happened to be over here at Purdue. And I reached out to them, wanted to see if they'd be willing to come and talk to my students. And they said, sure, of course we want to come talk to your kids, but can we bring our machine too? And so I was like, yes, please, bring that machine. So they brought their Rube Goldberg machine to my classroom. I mean, it was great. It was just an individual class thing. And 2 weeks before, I didn't even know this, they were on Jimmy Kimmel with it as well. So that was really exciting for my students to see, the clip from that. But all of that was made possible because of, because of social media, because of our technology that we have right now, that is really opening up some exciting opportunities for students and for teachers.
You. I'm going to switch subjects now. And school finances are extraordinarily complex due to state regulations. What have you done to learn about public school finances, and are you prepared to create and administer a budget for the corporation?
Definitely not yet. I'm not going to act like I know everything, because that's not even a good lie to tell there. One of the things that I have been able to do, at least, is to kind of inform myself on the referendum that took place last year, and what that actually means for a school board. And in my opinion here, the school board itself, they need to kind of see themselves as stewards of the public funds. This was a gift, essentially, that was entrusted to the West Lafayette Community Schools. And I feel like it's our duty and our responsibility to ensure that we are utilizing that pot of funds in the best way possible for our district, to be as effective as we can, to make sure that our students are seeing the outcomes of the trust that our community has placed in us. I do know that there's a wealth of capital building projects that the district is currently looking at right now, including the demolition of the former Happy Hollow building there. And then, there's other things, such as locker room projects that they've been looking at. They've been looking at resurfacing or completely redoing the tennis courts as well. And all of this is to say that, I think the big part of this is to make sure that we're able to get as much feedback and insight from the community as possible, to determine, what they view as the most important project to take place first, and carry that out, and meeting their needs and their wishes.
Thank you. School boards have become the forum for hot button social issues, often from organizations that are external to the corporation. How would you ensure that the concerns of local constituents are heard and that decisions are based on stakeholders rather than outside organizations?
That's good. Well, one, I think that part of that comes down to having having a pulse on the feels of the community, and making sure that you're actually getting out there, listening and talking to people. This is one of the things that I've actually really loved about the campaign so far. I've just had people reach out and ask if I want to go for coffee, or if I want to meet up and go for a walk and just talk education with them. And I don't know, I honestly can't speak for any of the other current board members or other of the candidates who are running this year, but this is something that I would definitely like to see continue after the election takes place, because I don't feel like this should be something that's just to get someone's vote. I think that that's a necessary step for anybody that's in this position to carry out throughout their tenure on the board as well.
You. I'm getting a little short on time, so I'm going to ask you if you have any issues that you would like to share with the voters.
Um, I think one of the big things that has come up in many of my conversations has been the challenges that the district has seen in meeting the needs of our students with special education needs. And this is definitely something that you might not, one might not think this about me because my last 6 years of teaching, I was in a high ability setting with fourth and fifth grade students. But I want to ensure that those students that have special needs are having all of those needs addressed and feel like they're able to accomplish that and accomplish their academic goals here in the West Lafayette Community Schools as well.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.